Hi, my name's Ian. I'm an engineer. I've done some business, and I was feeling pretty down about lack of massive change, progress towards addressing climate change, until I started to learn about this molecule. Nitrogen, the air's 78% nitrogen, easy to get. And hydrogen you can get from splitting water using green power. Um, it's green ammonia. And why you want to do green ammonia versus hydrogen is it's an energy dense liquid. So it's a lot easier to handle, a lot more economical than hydrogen by itself, right? Now, the people in this space are primarily engineers, PhDs, research, and then heavy industry and commodities. I have spent a lot of time in marketing. I've done heavy industry as well, but I've spent some time in marketing. And I want to just share some thoughts about the marketing of a green fuel. And hopefully somebody out there will go, yeah, that's interesting. So again, green ammonia is so simple. You take a turbine, you split some water, grab some nitrogen out of the air, and you have this liquid fuel. And that is part of the message, right? It's simple, it's economical, it's fast, but people are complicated. Change is complicated. So, is there anything we can learn from ethanol? Ethanol's been around for quite a while. They take corn, grow it, uh, turn it into alcohol, and then use that in our fuel system. It's generally an additive, even though you can use pure ethanol as well. And this this whole ethanol thing, asking around, just to find out what other people know about it, it was interesting to hear what they did know and didn't know. So first of all, ethanol, environmental impact. If green ammonia is a green fuel, what about this other fuel? Well, first, nobody's quite sure how green it is. It comes from corn, but we use a lot of farmland that could be used for other things. And farmland is relatively scarce. We use fuel for tractors, fertilizer, all sorts of things. And then people are a little bit suspicious because they know it's a lobby, right? It's subsidized. So is this just what is it? And those questions, I think, hold it back. We don't, with green ammonia, we don't want there to be any questions. The value proposition, right? Is it better than gasoline? Is it worse? Is having a blend of 5% better, or is 10% better? It's hidden. It's hidden a lot of the time. It will say like a little message, oh, this might contain some. Why is it hidden? And that again makes me suspicious. Like, tell me it's great, or tell me 10% is great, but 20% is too much. Explain to me how this is better. Um, because I don't know, right? Do some marketing. Create a perception in the mind of your average person. Performance again, well, better, but interestingly, it has less energy in a gallon, less energy in a liter. So if you use more of it in your blend, you have worse mileage. So it's not good for performance. Except it's actually great for high horsepower. So if you want 1,000 horsepower vehicle, you want a lot of this. Well, that's kind of confusing, right? And I mean, I asked a guy the other day who has a brand new Porsche. He had no opinion on this whatsoever, whether he should be using more or less. And that's a gap. Technical compatibility. Today, most cars can do it. In the past, there was actually some real problems. If you just put it into a regular carbureted car, it would burn lean, it would burn hot, and it could hurt your car. Right? It could damage some materials because alcohol would corrode things that oils wouldn't. Um, it attracts water, it sucks water out of the air. So if your gas is sitting around, it can go bad. And these are all things that are just sort of glossed over, right? We don't have big explainers on like don't do this or do this, right? Use it in a car, but not a boat. Um, and that's I think just again a gap in the marketing. So learnings. What should we do with green ammonia? Well, first, I think we should be absolutely crystal clear that green ammonia is 100% green. There's two other types of ammonia. There's blue ammonia, which uses natural gas and carbon capture, and then there's gray ammonia. I mean, I would prefer, even though it's more expensive today, if we only marketed green ammonia. Like, let's not confuse the customers. Let's make it crystal clear to them this is totally green. Now, to be green, the power also needs to be traceable. You're not using coal-fired plants to make this, right? And that traceability thing, people are working on it. I think that's an incredibly important component. No ambiguity. This just is green. That's it, right? And then the power. Is this taking away power from other things, right? Are we using this where the power could be used in a Tesla? No. Again, marketing thing, but people should know we are building entirely new wind farms out in the middle of nowhere, Greenland, Newfoundland, places like that, to produce this green fuel, places where there are no grids, right? So it's not, there's no negative environmental impact here. It's just green. And we need to keep it that way. We need to hammer the table. Just green. You want green? This is the green option, right? Value proposition. So here it is, it has one third the energy. 33% of the energy is diesel. So you need three times as much. And I think that's something, I think that's fine, especially if we inform people about it, right? Sell it as 3 liters or 3 gallons. Make the price completely comparable to diesel or gasoline, right? Here it is. There's your price comparison, right? And even if it's more, that's okay because people understand it, right? They're they're not purely rational beings. They're buying it for other reasons like performance or environmental impact. Just just don't muddy the water. Here it is. You need 3 times as much. In fact, people don't trust perfect solutions. So if you told them, oh, it's 100% green, but you need a bigger gas tank, I think they're actually more receptive to the solution than if you just told them it was perfect. Right? People believe in trade-offs, and here the trade-off is you need a bigger tank. Performance. It's different than diesel or gasoline. And so some things you'll try to do with it, it won't work as well. And some things you'll try to do with it, it will work better. So for example, it doesn't knock, it doesn't detonate. Um, and therefore you can use an enormous amount of boost. So if you want to turbocharge the heck out of something, you can probably do it with ammonia. So if I was rolling this, if I was the boss of ammonia and rolling it out, I would have engine designers focus on areas where it can be better, because you want the public perception to be better, right? It's better, and let that technology trickle down to other things. Um, so rather than doing your standard market sizing of like this market's better than that market, I would go the other way of which market can we win at, right? Where can we be the best? Start there. And remember, oil is 100 million barrels a day. There's a lot of different applications. So, you know, opportunities abound. And, and the technical compatibility, right? Um, Boats, cars, they don't say on them in big bold letters, don't use corn juice. I think there's an opportunity here to again sell the negative, right? Create some social proof. In Toronto, vehicles that have propane have this little warning sticker on them that says this thing has propane on it. Now, propane, it's not much of a flex, right? But if that warning sticker said, warning, this is using this premium 100% green fuel, it's a flex without looking preachy, right? So, I mean, I'd be okay if the government forced green ammonia applications to have like a little light on them, like some color that's not usually used on cars, purple or something. And this little purple light, and so warning, this vehicle or generator or train or whatever is using this premium 100% green fuel. Not everything will be rated for ammonia. It's corrosive to some things. It will corrode rubber, so you need to use Teflon. And that's not really such a big deal. But if we made it a bigger deal, maybe it's a marketing opportunity. So, in summary, like asking around, understanding where the public perception of ethanol, I think green ammonia, we need to be much more purposeful in forming a public perception around this. Find some key messages and hammer them, repeat, 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 so it starts to sink into the public zeitgeist, right? So first, green ammonia. It's not ammonia, it's green ammonia. It's 100% green. Next, you need three times more. That's your trade-off. That's the penalty. You need a bigger tank. Three times more. People will trust that answer. It's it's understandable. It's not such a big deal. And it's transparent. It's simply true. Right? Focus on high performance premium things. Right now, a lot of green ammonia development is in like giant ships. It's not bad, um, but it's certainly not doing anything to build the public perception of the is this good or bad or not, as like what is it, right? I would love to see a McLaren or a Porsche that was faster than everything else using green ammonia. That's a public perception we'd like. And and then maybe use some of these negatives against it, um, to build public perception. A little warning light isn't just a warning light, right? It People see it, right? It's social proof. You see this thing around and it becomes a thing. Anyway, sorry. This page is generally I try to tie in some news. This isn't particularly newsy, but the marketing of this has just sort of been top of mind. I'll probably come back to it in the future. If you have any questions, let me know. Um, yeah, cheers.